And obviously, thank you for everyone to book your evening and spending some time with us. I would like to just give you a brief note what we're going to talk about. I would like to address that women are not widowed and they should not be labeled. Ensuring that the rights of the women are protected needs to be first recognized this fact. In the case of widows, the facts is often ignored and forgotten. Failure to formulate or implement policies that seeks to eliminate all form of discrimination against widows results in poverty, even in death. Widowhood can affect and physical safety, identity, and mobility of women and their children. Women can be left entirely without social status when they lose their husbands, especially or particularly society. Women across the world have showed comparable courage, reinforceful, and resilience to carry on despite of the trauma of their loss of their loved ones, the isolation, the imposed of the being widow, and difficult task of earning of living and protecting themselves and their dependent family members. Such women are challenging and in some cases redefending and culture and social perception of widowhood and its former boundaries. For the first time, a woman could have a possibility to work outside the home, be the breadwinner, main decision maker, and a head of a household, and to organize with other women and go into area of public life that had been the preserve of men. This requires that they benefit from civil education, literacy programs, vocational training, and support for small business ventures with guidance and supporting them. Please do offer love and compassion to the widow or women in your life, or if you know someone who is going through these difficulties. If you're not sure how to be the best support, just ask them. We know seeing us in pain may take you uncomfortable and you want to try to fix us. Just be there. Sometimes your physical presence alone is all we need to get through an especially tough day. So I would like to introduce the panelists who will be answering the questions. Jayanti Ben, Abhinash Ben, Saroj Ben, Jayanti Ben, Kalpna Ben, Lakshmi Ben, and Damayanti Ben. I have got some questions here, which I have written down for the panelists. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read them out, and obviously I'm going to pick one. I'm going to read the question out first, and then I'm going to pick a person from there, if that's okay. What we want to find out and help and support others is, how can we support women who are going through mental health, through what they have gone through, and which causes them anxiety and stress? That question goes to Abhinash, then please. Can we unmute Abhinash then, please?
She can unmute herself. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Can you just repeat the question, Pushpa, please?
As we know that in the womenhood, obviously I'm not labeling ourselves as a widow, we're womenhood. You might come across people or people you know who are going through mental health, will be causing them anxiety and stress, or they might be more vulnerable.
Okay. Well, are we talking from a point of view when a woman loses her husband, or general mental health? Yeah.
When you lose a husband, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously each person is different, and I'm sure these ladies here will verify that. Each of us faces our problems in a different way. Yeah. But there is a common thread, which one of them is that you do feel lonely because now you lost a partner that you can't discuss things, whether it's childcare, whether it's even making a simple decision what to buy for the house, whether it's furniture. And obviously, as you, I mean, I became a widow when I was 26. So that was quite a young age, and I've only been married 6 years. So I had 2 young children. But I come from a very strong line of women, all right? So, I mean, to us, it wasn't, I remember, for me, white was always my favorite color. And you know, and for me, and I was, even when I was married, I used to wear a lot of white colors. And I remember, because my family, we don't believe in the normal routine. All right. So we always taught that you have to, I mean, right from our great grandmother and grandmother, we always taught that the woman is the one that actually holds the power, and she can convince her partner to do whatever. I mean, I know my grandmother and my mother had this policy: if that one partner gets angry, you stay calm. You know, when they're calm and you're giving them the food, then you hit them hard. All right. And it works, you know, and it works. And so, you know, you calm and you keep quiet, let it wash over, and you think of something else. You know, you're actually, I mean, in my case, I would be thinking, oh God, I'd like to bash this head in, all right? But you're smiling, yes, yes. So we all deal with it. And I know, I didn't know I was going through depression when my husband died, because I was the main, at that time, main breadwinner as well, because my husband came to the UK on the basis of marriage. So each of us, but if you're going through something, the best thing is, I was lucky enough to have good employers, good family, and fantastic friends. And I tell you something, a friend that doesn't tell you honestly is not a true friend. And because I mean, sometimes it's because they don't want to hurt your feeling and they don't want to say something. But wouldn't you rather your friend told you what you were going through, and actually not slapped you physically, but told you, look, you're ruining your life. You're not the person we thought you were. All right. Yeah, and I know in my case, my friend, because I was not washing my hair, I was not doing it, I was a very go-aheader. But on the surface, if people came around, you put on that show, but inside you're dying, you know. Yeah, and yeah, and it was actually my friend, one of my closest friend, who wasn't even a friend at that time. She was a member of my staff. She actually came up and she said, I remember you know, your husband, how proud he was of you and the children. And she said, I don't think he'd be proud of you now. She said, look at the way you are. All right. And that made me think. And you know what made me think was, I'm going to get back to work and I'm going to sort that girl out. All right, make her life miserable. All right. But the more I thought about it, I went and got my hair cut, you know, and didn't have a facial. I didn't have money, but I had the haircut just to get them, you know, and I went back into work, and that gives it. But if you have friends who are, please make sure each friend wants to be handled in a different way. That worked for me, but it may not work for someone else. It could make them even more depressed. So you have to know your friend, and you have to know how you can help them. Sometimes it's just by sitting there and listening to them. I have friends who've gone through widowhood now, and they're different ages. And I just, or divorce, because obviously divorce is different. But you know, but the pain you suffer can be similar. All right. Exactly, yeah. Because they can be isolated by their married friends now, because they think, oh, they're divorced, they might be after their husbands or whatever. So you see, you have to treat each person and each of your friends in a different way, in an individual way. Look at what they're going through. And if it's only a shoulder for them to cry on, do that. And let somebody else say something else. I think I've taken up too much time.
That's fine. Thank you very much. I think that's very good information there. And I think for somebody of us, we will pick it up at the same time as well. I've got another question. How can we cope with loneliness? I mean, when we lose a partner, first few months, first few years, it's loneliness. And then when you get busy, you're still loneliness. You got no one to talk to still, like yourself in Ashburn. But how can we overcome loneliness? Question to Lakshmi then. Can you hear us, Lakshmi Ben?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Okay. Yes. Now I can. Actually, first of all, I say Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste to all my viewers. May I say a big thank you to CEO Rashmi Mishra, the founder of IIW, inspiring Indian woman. And also, I would like to say thank you to our beautiful host, Pushpa Makwana, or the organizer of this event. Thank you so much. Yeah, first of all, actually, yes. It's a loneliness. It's like a slow poison. Yeah. And even been living with a partner 50 years. Yeah. 50 years, and all of a sudden, in few months, if your partner is disappear and you don't see his present, it's terrible, very painful. This is how I feel now at the moment, and this is how I'm feeling now. But like loneliness that you feel that, you have lost one of your part of body's part, and that's how I feel. When I'm walking in the house, I feel terrible because there is no noise, nothing. And I'm very friendly and lively person. And all the time talking to my husband, Sat is this, blah, blah. And now at the moment, it's completely no noise, nothing. But luckily, I have got my two boys. One is 49, one is 48. And my granddaughter, Donna, and I've got two grandchildren as well. One is 16 and one 10. They are big supporter for me, and they're supporting me so much, and they wanted me to live my life the way my husband wanted. Excellent. So he said, "Oh, go beauty parlor, go here, go there, go there. If you not, you call here," and this encouraging me. But you get everything. But here you got the whole. No one can feel that.
No one can hear that. Absolutely.
Even at night time when you are in the bed and when you turn, you don't see. Even it's only 5 months, but sometimes people say this is a very raw, this is a new, but no, it's never raw, never new, because live together 50 years, in and out, all the time together, like, dislike, argue, pampering, and all these things. You see? So you miss so much, and that life is not going to be like it was before. Life is not going to be like that before, believe me. But what I will do, I will carry on with my life the way my children want, the way my husband want, and I would never use that word that was because he's alive in my heart. That's why I always think he wants this, he wants this. So this is, and obviously, is a loneliness, sometimes I'm talking, sometimes I forget, oh God, his presence is not here, and I call him, Satish, are you ready for dinner? And then I realize, then I just sit down in the sofa and I tell myself, physically is not with you. Because when sometimes I want to talk, when something happens, I want to talk to him. Even though I know he's with me, he's not a present, but very difficult, I tell you what.
Lakshmi, then I think, yeah, you're right in that, because obviously I've gone through that as well. Within the first year, I thought, oh, he's going to knock on the door now. He's going to knock on the door now. But after a while, I got used to it now. So it is something that you miss, yeah, understand that. But like, you need to look after yourself. your beautiful boys with you and your grandkids. Yeah, but Satish Bhai is not there, but at least he's watching you. That's what I say as well. He's watching me. He's keeping an eye on me now, rather than telling me what to do.
Yeah, definitely. My two boys, they are very helpful. They're helping me a lot and they're looking after me so well. So I do have a lot of family support. But at the end of the day, as I say,
no one can
as
fill
a
the
whole,
gap.
no one
can fill the gap. Yeah. Thank you very much. Have some water, please, Lakshmi Ben. I don't have friends where I can seek help for. Now, when you are married, you at work, you have friends outside. The moment you lose your husband, the friends, I have noticed, they step back because they don't need you anymore. Which is really, any friend should be there for you. So how can we help ourselves to have more friends? Can I ask that question to Jayanti Ben? Jayati Ben, sorry. Can you unmute yourself, please? Jayanti Ben, can you unmute yourself, please?
Now, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So when I saw the title of the meeting and I thought, what, we are perfect widows, I thought it's a rather strident, kind of feminist stance to take. So I didn't quite agree with it. Now, firstly, hardly any of us is perfect. The partners we have lost weren't perfect, but we loved them. We aren't perfect because we got into squabbles with them. I'm sure all of you would say yes to that.
Yeah.
But the idea of the meeting, of course, I support very much. So the thing is that there are no perfect widows. I think there are widows who have learned to cope intelligently, and then there are widows who are struggling to cope. I think
Absolutely.
That's yeah. Also, the nearer you are to the death of your partner, the wound is very raw. They say time heals. Now, time doesn't really heal. It just blunts the pain a little bit. That's all. Daily chores of daily life take over. You run from pillar to post. And so the pain gets to the background. But there are moments, we talked of loneliness. And for you, especially, Lakshmi Ben, I thought it's just too recent. 5 months is 4-5 months is nothing. Give yourself more time. I lost my husband about 10 years ago. That was 2011. It's now 2021. So for 10 years now, I have been on my own. One of the first things that I learned to do was not to be lonely. And I really addressed it in a very serious way. At that time, I was in London and I was teaching. So I filled up my 5 days of my work week with tuitions. So I did tuitions from 6 to 7. Just so as, because the house was empty and everything was lonely, and like you said, silence, nobody to talk to. My children were very supportive. I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. The girl is the older. She is in Paris here. My son is in Luxembourg. They phone, we talk and all that. But they have lives of their own. They are married. They've got their children. And I don't want to take them away from their families. I have to learn to cope with my slot in life. So in fact, my daughter even said that, Mom, if you want to meet somebody and you want to marry him, then please feel free. We wouldn't mind. We would understand and all that. And I told her, look, after knowing your dad for 37 years, these questions are really out of the window. So let's not talk about them. So that was that. So coping with loneliness is a very big thing. In the beginning, at least, Lakshmi Ben, I would suggest make yourself a timetable, like we used to make for the children, with every hour earmarked for something. It just makes it a little easier. I used to teach from morning till evening, then go and do tuitions for an hour in the evening, drive back home, park my car, come up, eat my food, talk to my children. By then it was time for bed. I didn't allow myself time to sort of feel lonely. When I retired, I came to Paris. I live on my own. I set up my establishment. I've got Netflix. Then I've got, what do you call that? That Gaia thing, which I watch. Google Chromecast. Yeah, I've got Chromecast. Then I've got YouTube. Then I've got friends like you. So I keep scheduling myself. And it was 37 years that we were together. And by now, I like my loneliness. I like my quiet. It takes time. In fact, I visit my children and I end up, half puff, out of breath because their life is so hectic. Once we lived that life, but now I've kind of forgotten that. So anyway, so that was one thing. Providing support to people who feel that they don't have friends and all. I have had friends. In fact, one of my friends who phoned from India to tell when she heard the news that my husband had passed away, she herself began to weep and she's saying, "Main tere ko kya tasalli do? What am I going to console you with? I'm myself in tears, But you know that at those moments that these are the people who are truly, truly your friends. So these days you have got WhatsApp and you can talk on Messenger. And if you're lonely, then there are the daily chores to get through. I do my cooking. I love cooking, so I almost cook every day, although I can't eat so much. So but
we'll definitely come to it with you then one day.
So that's it. I think these would be some of my points which I would like to highlight.
Thank you, Jayanti.
Thank you very much.
We'll definitely come down to Paris and visit you. You can do cooking for us. Or we'll cook with you as well. Is it wrong for a woman? I mean, I know divorced women can get married, but is it wrong in our culture for a widow to get married? Because some people say, no, you can get married. Some people say you can't get married. They're mixed messages, but there's no evidence, yes or no. Anyway, I've done all my research on that. So how can we address that? Can I ask that question to Sarojpan?
Hi. Yes, it is a stigma that widows can't. And if, like, say, at my age, 72, for companionship, I found somebody and they were on their own and, they want company, I want company. And if we get together, people will be sort of talking. And we were talking. I mean, I know a lot of single people, who are like widowed or widowers as well. And he says, why do you have to think about other people? The kids have their own lives. Yeah, everybody else has their own lives. Do they come and talk to you? Do they come and spend time with you? No, they don't. But when it comes to you, they want to think, oh, how can auntie, get married again or whatever? So my view is, if you find a companion, I think you should, because life is very lonely. When I would have been with my husband 50 years next year, we would have been married 50 years. And it was a very sudden death. So it was a shock. So, and we had talked about it, if anything happens to me, make sure you find somebody. If you find somebody, right, go ahead with it. There's no restriction. A person goes, you get married, and if a person goes, that doesn't mean that you should not get married. It's not a crime.
I exactly agree on that,
because
it's down to
if you live to 95 and if you are 70, what are you going to do for your 25 years of your life, on your own? I'm on my own in my house, okay, for past 4 years. I've got 2 boys, but they've got their own lives as well, The only thing that has kept me going is that, Women to Women Diamond, Gita, and our family. Rashmi has been very kind to me as well. Though I've been stuck at home and I've had quite a few very major surgeries, but I have sailed through it. But I have had people who have genuinely regarded me as a person, not a widow, as a person. And I think that has helped me. Yes.
Yeah, I think this is what we need to change the perception of the word widow. We need to take that word out and use it as a women or women.
Yeah.
Right, because we shouldn't be, like I said, we shouldn't be labeled. We are still women.
Yeah, but people label you, she's a widow. Why has she got a red thing on? Or why has she got this? How can she go out like that?
I give you an example.
Heart. Yeah.
I'll give you an example. When we went to do my husband's ashes in India, this was in 2008. my member of family said to me, Pushpa, you can't wear yellow. I said, why? You can't wear red. Why? You can't wear green. Why? I said, now, you know what? Now you told me you can't wear it. I'm going to wear it. And you know what? I wore it. Same yellow sari I wore in my brother's friend's weddings. In April. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do what I want. I've got young children. They're not going to come and put a bread on my table. When all this happened, family distance from you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Because they are just worried that we're going to ask them financial support. So, you know, with me, my dad always told me, do not lend your hand to anyone for any money. If you can live without it, live without it. But do not ask anyone for money. And that's what I've taught my boys. I've taught my boys, do not borrow money from no one, not a member of family or anyone. You give it to them or you don't borrow it. So yeah,
live with your means.
Live within your means.
Live with your means, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
Very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much.
It is difficult. It is difficult, Pushpa, you know, and when, I mean, your children grow up, they go away. My children are grown up anyway, you know, like Lakshmi Ben's, and I'm on my own at home. So it gets difficult, it gets lonely, you know, but when you have you build up something, and my setup was built up before my husband passed away. So I have got a setup. So they are there if I need it, you know, if they pick up the phone and phone me, if they think that I'm not myself, you know, that's how it should be, you know. It doesn't happen, but it should be like that.
Yeah, but then situation like this, we should be there for each other regardless what you have and what you don't have. If someone they need to talk to, family person to talk to. So I'm going to go to our next question. What financial impact? I mean, I know we've all had a financial impact, and some people do go through really difficult time. What financial impact does women go through when they lose their husbands? I mean, I have heard that. I mean, I was reading something online today as well, that as soon as husband passes away, in-laws try to take everything off them, right? But
they want their rights. Yes,
yeah, but this is really to educate whoever's daughter it is, that they should know where their legal impact is. If something happens, where should they go for advice? Who should they seek advice from? So can I ask that question to Damayanti then, please?
Thanks, Pushpa.
That's right.
For me, financially, we had settled everything before my husband passed away. The reason being is that I'm a cancer survivor. 2009, I had cancer. And at that point, I thought, that's it, because I had a heart attack during chemotherapy. But I survived that. And so straight away, I made financial arrangements to do with my gold and money and all that. Husband knew everything about it and all that. So, and then I survived. I was fine. I was working. And then my husband got prostate cancer. Now, because I was in the serious situation, 2009, we had talked about finance and property, everything, the will, the LP, everything was all sorted, like done. So once he passed away, everything was done, like settled. So money-wise, I don't have any problems. But this is what I'm trying to educate, because I do a lot of voluntary work. I'm a retired nurse and I've got loads and loads of friends all over. So then I started talking to widows as such among those friends. And we started chatting and WhatsApp messages and all that when my husband passed away from 2 years ago. And we were married 52 years. So you can imagine when Lakshmi Ben and other people are saying 50 years. Yes, that person you lived literally half a century with. Yeah, how can you just, you know, shut that off? Yeah, so financially, when...
Sorry, Damayanti Ben. Jayanti Ben, can you unmute? Can you mute you? Oh, that's fine, thank you. Sorry,
Yes.
Damayanti Ben, carry on.
Yeah, so we had done our will and everything was all sorted. And my husband used to say, oh, you know everything, I know everything. So either of us go, the other one will know what is going on. And this is what I find regarding financial problems out there in the community, where the husband looks after everything. The wife doesn't even know what bank on balance or whatever. So when that situation comes, it's very difficult for them to see what it is and how it, and as it is, they are bereaved. So at that point, they're sad anyway. And to look into probate and will and money, where it is, the mortgage or whatever it is, financially, it becomes very difficult. But I was one of those lucky ones that I knew everything that was going on and everything. So I didn't have any problem. And I've got son and daughter, well settled with grandchildren, all that. So what I do regarding finance is other people who need help, even to do LPA, lasting power of attorney, I literally help them on my computer. And I said, come on, you got to do it. You got to do it because you don't know what's around the corner. Yeah, you got to do it. So many people I've encouraged to do that, and they will. And even in the will, again, financially, what we had done, husband was alive, we both went to the solicitors. We did it in such a way that the government doesn't take 40% or whatever of my money. Well, when I'm gone, my children's money. Yeah, so I sorted that out as well, that we became two tenants in the property and finance, which means that now he's passed away, that money doesn't come to me. Yeah? Normally, husband passes, goes to wife, wife passes, goes to husband. But I did it the other way around. It doesn't come to me, which means I've got just a half share. And when I go, that half share will go to my children, and they will only pay 40% on that half share because husband's money is already gone to them. Yeah. So things like that, there is so much to learn while
educate the youngsters as well.
Yeah. And while you're talking and, you in your senses and, and sort it out. And
so from your experience, Damayanti, then what one advice would you give?
I would say for women, especially who don't know what is going on, money side of it or property or whatever, you've got to know everything that's going on, because the bank, and if you have accounts that's only in single names and not joint names, even that, if my husband is in his name only, the bank would have shut it, and it would have taken me such a long time to get that money out. So always have it in joint names in the bank or wherever, buildings and things like that. So my advice would be just be aware of what the situation is financially. Get help, because it's going to happen. One or the other will go first.
That's right, absolutely right. Been there, got the t-shirt, so I know how difficult it is to sort, especially with the solicitor's bills and all that. But thank you very much, Damayanti, then.
Pushpa Ji, can I just interrupt, please?
Yeah, sure.
Just to let everybody know, there is going to be Q&As at the end. So can you put all your questions in the chat? So we'll go through it one by one at the end. Thank you very much. Pushpa Ji, all yours.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much. I heard that, well, I was told that you cannot wear yellow because you're widow. You can't wear red, you can't wear green. But on top of that, I was told not to wear a bindi on my head, including bright colors. So how can we educate the society that, okay, what's happened is happened. You can't bring the person back, but the life goes on. Obviously, he hasn't told us that you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Obviously, once I've gone, even now when we are alive, we're not telling everyone what we should be doing, what you can do and what you can't do when I'm passed away. So how can we help the young society or old people or young people and educate them that we can apply bindi, we can apply henna on the hand, we can do the nails, we can go to beauty parlor. Can I give that question to Abhinashwin, please. How can we educate the society to educate them that we are what we are and we can?
I think, Pushpa, one thing, I mean, I work with a wide range of women, young and old, internationally. And I think some of the points might be still felt in some families, but majority of the people now, I mean, I'm an ex-civil servant. I work with like I said, a lot of organizations. And I nowadays, if we as mothers bring our sons and daughters, all right, to respect each other and, both sexes, it doesn't matter if you have sons or daughters, but you bring them up to be strong. We are allowed to do what we want. Like I said, in my culture, maybe because of the way I was brought up, there was no, it was like, you cannot wear white. Why are you wearing? In fact, I like white, but I do what I want. I brought my daughters up to be independent, do what you want, as long as you do not lose self-respect. All right. But I remember some of my friends who came from India, and I was a bit shocked at that because these girls did everything under the sky. But as soon as they got a son after a daughter, it was like, hi, my son. And it's like, telling their daughter, go and do this. And I was like, what do you think you're doing? If you don't tell your son to respect your daughter, how is he going to respect his wife? Yeah. And basically, wherever there is, we as women have to promote other women. Absolutely. What I find, and I think Rashmi ji would agree, what I find very discouraging sometimes is when women knock other women, all right, regardless. I think I was brought up and I had a very strong mother who was totally uneducated, couldn't read Punjabi, she was never educated, but she had the brains. She brought up my father was very highly educated, masters, people called him Badappa Ji, Master Ji, and so on. My mother was the driving force. Yeah, just like her mother was the driving force and her nanny. It is how we treat people. And the main thing is, as partners, we should not hide something. We should tell our daughters, you can wear what you want. What is it stopping? But unfortunately, whether you're young or old, sometimes some women feel threatened by other single mother. But we have to say we're friends. My friends don't feel threatened by me. In fact, I suppose the trick I use, because I was brought up by my father, who's very protective as well. And he used to say, Beta, ijat is everything. A girl loses her ijat, she loses everything. A boy, he can. So my father, one thing I remember to this day, so wherever I worked, whether I managed 150 staff or 5 stars, I used to say, if I knew somebody like a man who was coming on, one, I glare at them. I got that glare from my mom. Second, I said, in my culture, and whether they were English in it, I say, oh, paisa, every time it's brother. I said, either I can call you brother or I can call you uncle. So the choice is yours. How would you like me to treat you? And that put them off, even if they're making like flirting things. I said, sorry, pa ji ki kya? Uncle ji ki kya? So that is to put them in their stop. So let's make sure we make our women strong and be sportive with each woman. Yeah. That's the whole idea. Yeah, of course, we need to, regardless who they are and what background they come from. Yeah. Because we often get discriminated. And picked on, right? The moment they find out you're single or you're a widow, you get picked on. You've been labeled, because really they shouldn't be labeling us, full stop. Well, the thing is, Pushpa ji, I don't mind being good, because I know there are organizational people jump on any bandwagon, whether it's going to be a widow, and just to say, oh, I know a widow, it was a widow who's rich and a widow who's poor, who hasn't got something, there is a hell of a difference. Of course, right? Definitely, I agree on that. Yeah. And the same thing, but I don't care. I mean, sometimes when people say, most people don't know. I mean, even my kid, nobody knew my kids were single parent children, because it's the confidence we impart into that. And I think with us, when we go out, we are what we are. We don't think what we've gone through and don't show it to other people until
we express what we've gone through, or they ask us what we've gone through.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
when this is when all this happens. Yeah, it is interesting, very interesting. Yeah. One other question: how can women live and lead a rewarding life? Can I ask this question to Jayanti then, please?
Yeah, now I think. You can hear me now?
I can hear you, Jayanti Ben.
Okay.
Did you hear my
Right.
question?
Yes, I heard your question.
Thank you.
Rewarding life would also depend on what your interests are largely. Most of the times when we get married and have children, we sort of let our interests lapse because of lack of time, a hectic lifestyle, the housework and everything else. Some of us are working. So it depends a lot on what your interests are. If your interest is cooking like mine has always been, just keep on doing it. If your interest is reading, keep on reading. If your interest is going out, build your circle of friends. And I think that is how you keep happy. Do what you just want to do. Clothes, if you are fashion conscious, you like to wear good clothes, never mind what anybody says, just wear the clothes that you feel like it. I think that is the way you can sort of go ahead in life.
Change the, yeah, like I said, change the culture around, yeah. That's fine. It's very interesting. I tell you, very interesting. Yeah, it happened to me as well when I was young. I was not asked. I was told that you can't you can't mingle with people who does politics, right? And I thought, why are they telling me I cannot do politics? Then I thought to myself, 2004, when I was expecting my child, school was closed, and obviously I was just leafleting. I didn't have anything to do. I was expecting at the same time, and I was just leafleting, nothing else. And I was told, you shouldn't mingle with, you shouldn't do politics. It's not in our culture. I said, really? The moment I was told that, I thought, no, there's something wrong with them, because probably they've gone through a bad patch with politics, not me. So I became a Labour Party member, became a trade unionist, something that the community will not do, right? And I thought, you know what, I'm going to drive this wheel on my own. I'm going to go into school. I worked in school for 17 years with children when my children was younger, because my hands were a bit tight with money at the time, financial difficulties. And then I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'm going to become a politician. I'm going to stand as a councillor. I'm going to try my best. If I get through, I get through. If I don't get through, at least I've tried. So I stood as a candidate in 2017. No one knew in my family that I was standing as a candidate. Only my boys knew, and few of my friends. And when I was elected in May, I took a photo of myself when I was elected, and I sent it to my member of family. I said, this is what I wanted to do. That was my dream. But before I got married, I wanted to be a nurse. I never got opportunity to be a nurse. My mom always used to say, my dad used to say, when you get married, you can do what you want at your in-laws. But not everybody allows you to do what you want. Because one door closes, 10 door on top of that closes as well. So you're stranded basically, because neither you're there or here. So yeah, I become a politician, I become a councillor, and obviously helping the community. So
Can I
when
say
people,
something there?
yeah, go on.
I think I must applaud you because you believed in yourself, you didn't give up. And I think that is the time when you're on your own to actually find out about yourself, develop yourself, get to know your aspirations, your dreams, what you couldn't do when you wanted to, and go beyond them. I mean, beyond the nursing, I think politics is one of the best things an Indian woman can get into, because we can make such an impact and such a change instead of these fizzly things, as if we haven't got a brain. We've got a masterpiece in our head.
Because once you become a widow or single, they underestimate you, don't they? They say, oh, that's it. She won't be able to do anything. But no, then we need to come out.
ये क्या है कर्म इनके क्या कर्म हो रहे हैं जो हमें तबाह कर रहे हैं अंदर अंदर से we want to grow, develop, we've raised our children, we're godly women, we're spiritual women, we've got talents, gifts, come on, let's explore them,
Because you know what it is, what we do now is,
it gives us opportunities.
yeah, but what we do now, we are a good role model for our children as well.
Are we? I don't know about that. I don't know. Children are just of their own minds because the social media have taken over. We've lost a
But
bit.
mine's grown up anyway now. So
how are your relationships then?
with my children,
Yeah.
or they can't live without me. Wherever I go, they said, "Mom, you have to come with us."
That's lovely. How did you do that? Let's.
Now, the reason is all this happened obviously when my husband passed away, right? Now, when he was around, we were doing financial stuff, housework, whatever we need to do. There was communication between two of us, right? The children were young. Now, when all this happened, whatever I have and whatever I have got and whatever he has left over, I made it clear and transparent in front of them and said, this is what we have. In case something happens to me, you know where to reach out. Because when it happened to him, I didn't know where to reach out until I approached one of his close friends, which I found out his brother was a solicitor as well. So that was a bonus for me at that time. So I think you have to put a trust on your children, and you have to be clear and transparent on your children.
Pushpa, how old are your children now?
Eldest one's 29, second one's 26, and the youngest one will be 16 soon.
Oh, lovely.
And
I've got
daughter-in-law at home as well.
Well, well done. Well done.
So I'm clear and transparent with her as well. So I've got nothing to hide.
Yeah.
We are what we are. We've got what we have, and this is it.
Well, it's good to keep your children informed, or
of course,
or partners of everything. But,
even now, if I'm going anywhere, even if I have to go to late meetings or whatever I'm doing, I always tell them this is where I am. Should anything happen, at least they know where I am.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to keep people or friends or whatever informed, and exactly like you said, because you want them to know where everything is. Because what we used to find when I was handling the single parents unit is that a lot of the time the wives wouldn't know where anything was, and if both the parents died, the children didn't know where it was. So the only thing that would happen is the government ends up getting that whatever it was, properties, money, or whatever, because nobody knew how many accounts were held. So I'm a great believer that you should tell your children, just like I told my two daughters. And I mean, in fact, I laid everything clearly. But like my late father, I do believe that nobody gets anything till I hit the ground myself, all right? Because I also, Pushpa, had to handle a lot of cases where sometimes, because like I think, I'm trying to think which lady said this, that, if we give it to our children while we're still here, sometimes, sometimes what happens, the children aren't so sincere because then it's the money objective. So then if one partner is surviving, say for example, it's the mother, then, they can outvote her. So she has no roof over her head.
Yeah.
And that is also the cases.
And I have heard cases that obviously the mom has transferred, the good faith has transferred all the assets to the child, but then the child turns over other way around and said, okay, mom, you need to move out now. Yeah.
No, it happens because I was dealing with a case about a year and a half ago when, it was, I mean, they had 5 children, 1 son, and obviously the father had said, oh, well, we only got 1 son, because they were all living together, the son happily ever, and 1 grandchild. And the father said, oh, everybody, oh, when you die, it'd be too much tax and everything. And so the father put the son's name in, and then the son got the wife's name in, and then it was too much. It was, because they're living in a mansion, and it was in the end, you know, the parents ended up living in a council place because it was like they couldn't handle it because they were old and everything. And so, you know, so we have to be very careful how we prepare ourselves, especially because if you have, because then you're on your own. How much can a poor old woman I'm 62.
Quite few, when we go past nursing home, because obviously we've got 1 year ward, right? Not that one, but when we go out and about this year nursing home, and I say a sign, if I'm in the car with my son, I said, well, I think this is the nursing home, I need to register myself because Mom, who's going there? I said, no, I'm going there. No, you're not going in nursing home, you're staying with us. I said, okay, fine, at least I've got that security there. But then again, we don't know what will change.
Yeah, you know, well, like, you know, like they say, you don't know, the weather changes from day to day. So people's emotions change and you don't know what could be around the corner. So best to prepare yourself and then have it clearly written. That's it. That's the way I look at it. You know, I worked too hard to get where I am. And, you know, like you, Pushpa, and like the other mothers there, I made sure my girls bought a house each for them. And now that's it. Now they say to me, I mean, they're professional. They say, the same yours. And in fact, my friends tell me, other friends, you know, like, you know, you're so lucky, Avinash. You know, your girls want you to go on holiday and you that's saying, oh, no, I'm sorry, I've got a meeting, I'm going here, I'm going there. But it's nice to have that love. I think that is because sometimes it's up to us as mothers that we don't feel too needy for them as well, you know, because when they feel they need you, then it's like, Mom, have you got appointment? Can you put it in your diary? Can you see us that day?
I get that from my
that's Mom's thing. So let's form our own group, you know, be there for each other.
Absolutely, you're right. Yeah, thank you very much. Right, it's coming up to 5 to 8 now, but I'm gonna call a special guest today. I don't know if you know who the special guest is. She would like to sing a lovely song, and the lovely lady is Cllr Ben. Cllr Ben, are you here?
Yes, I am here.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Jai Shri Krishna Badane.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you for coming and joining us. I'm sure you have picked up a few things and advice and whatnot.
Thank you. Thank you. I got so much things to say to all these pretty women. You are so pretty. Everyone, they are so good and brave as well. I'm telling you, they are all brave.
Definitely, we're going to come to your radio station one day.
I'm going to do some talking and some mix song. And at the end, I'm going to give a little bit of surprise as well. So let me start. Good evening, everyone. Woman, तुम कितनी प्यारी हो? तू कितनी प्यारी छो? तू मम्मी नी डॉटर छो. तू पप्पा नी डॉटर छो. तू पप्पा नी दुलारी छो. तू मानी પરી છે અને આપણે બધાએ સાંભળ્યું છે તો કિતની अच्छी है तो कितनी भोली है प्यारी प्यारी है हो माँ हो माँ हो माँ हो माँ કેટલા રૂપ છે ઘણા બધા રૂપ છે માં ક્યારે થાય છે જ્યારે પરી હાથમાં આવે નાની ગોદમાં લે I think I'm going to make everyone cry today. I've already started. તો તું પપ્પાની દુલારી છે અને પપ્પાની દુલારી પપ્પા ક્યારે થાય જ્યારે પરી હાથમાં આવે જ્યારે નાનકડી ગર્લ હાથમાં આવે માની તો દુલારી છે જ પણ પપ્પાની પરી છે તો એ પપ્પાની પરી છે ત્યારે પપ્પાને એમ થાય કે આ મારી પરી મારી સાથે રહે આખી જિંદગી અને એક ગીત મને યાદ આવે છે એની સાથે કે તું તો લક્ષ્મીનો અવતાર છે તું જાગે ત્યારે મારું સવાર પડે અને તું જ્યારે સુઈ જા ત્યારે મારું રાત પડે દીકરી મારી લાડકવાઈ લક્ષ્મીનો છે અવતાર એ સુવે ત્યારે રાત પડે ને જાગે ત્યારે સવાર, દીકરી મારી લાડકવાઈ, દીકરી મારી લાડકવાઈ, લક્ષ્મીનો છે અવતાર. એ સુવે ત્યારે રાત પડે ને જાગે ત્યારે સવાર, દીકરી મારી લાડકવાઈ. આ તો પાપાની દુલારી છે, પાપાની પરી છે. માં ને બાપ ફાઇન રીતે દીકરીને મોટી કરે છે, પણ એટલું જ નથી, એ તો ભાઈની બેની પણ છે, ભાઈની બેન પણ છે અને પ્યારી બેન છે. તો એક એમાં પણ મને ગીત બહુ યાદ આવે છે કે ભાઈની બેની લાડકી ને ભૈલો ઝુલાવે ડાળકી, ભાઈની બેની લાડકી ને ભૈલો ઝુલાવે ડાળકી, ડાળકીની આ ઝાલ ઝુલાવું બેને હિંચકા ખાય, આમ જુઓ તો ભૈલો મારો હાલા લુલુ ગાય, બેની બા હિચકે હિચે ભૈલો એને ઝુલાવે. ઈ ભાઈ અને બેનનો સંબંધ. તો આમાં બેન છે એટલું પણ નથી. અને એ જ્યારે છોકરી મોટી થાય, કેટલા બધા સપના હોય, અને એ સપનાની સાથે ઈ લગ્ન કરે છે, અને એમને પણ એમ થાય કે મારો એક રાજા મને એક દિવસ લેવા આવશે રથમાં. તો ક્યારે લેવા આવે કે મા બાપને એમ થયું કે હવે આ મારી દીકરી સાસરે જશે અને એના સપના, એનું ઘર બાંધશે. પણ આમાં પણ એટલો બધો જ પ્રેમ હોય છે, પતિ સાથે તો એ બાંધેલી જ છે, અને એના સપના પણ એની સાથે જ છે કે આગળ એના જીવન કેવી રીતે જીવશે, બધું મૂકીને આવી હોય. અને મૂકીને તો એ આવી હોય તો એની સાથે સાસરું જોડાયેલું છે, એ પત્ની છે, એ વહુ છે, સસરાની પણ વહુ છે, સાસુની પણ વહુ છે, પણ એની સાથે નણંદ પણ જોડાયેલી છે, સાથે સાથે દિયર પણ જોડાયેલો છે. એટલે ભાભી પણ છે, એ વહુ પણ છે, એ દીકરી પણ છે, એ માં પણ છે. તો જ્યારે દિયર ગુલાલ ઉડાડે, જ્યારે હોળી આવે કે પછી ધૂળેટી ઉડાડે, મારા પિયુ ઉડાડે છે ગુલાલ. પણ આમાં દિયર છે, અને દિયર પણ ઈ ગાય છે, મહેંદી તે વાવી માંડવે ને એનો રંગ ગયો ગુજરાત રે, મહેંદી રંગ લાગ્યો રે, મહેંદી તે વાવી માંડવે ને એનો રંગ ગયો ગુજરાત રે, મહેંદી રંગ લાગ્યો રે. નાનો દિયરિયો લાડકોને કઈ લાવે મહેંદી ના છોડ રે, મહેંદી રંગ લાગ્યો. વાટી ઘૂટીને ભર્યો વાટકો રે, ભાભી રંગો તમારા હાથ રે, મહેંદી રંગ લાગ્યો રે. ત્યારે ભાભી કે છે, તમે જો પતિ અને પત્નીનો સંબંધ શું કે, ભાભી ને કે છે કે હાથ રંગીને વીરા સુરે કરું રે, હાથ રંગીને વીરા સુરે કરું એનો જોનારો પરદેશ રે, મહેંદી રંગ લાગ્યો રે, મહેંદી તે વાવી માંડવે ને એનો રંગ ગયો ગુજરાત રે, મહેંદી રંગ લાગ્યો રે. આ તો સંબંધ સાથે જોડાયેલી તું એક દીકરી છો, તું એક માં છો, તું એક ભાભી છો, તું એક બેન છો, તું પ્યારી છો અને તું સર્વે છે. તું નારી છો, તું નારાયણ છો, તું ભક્તિ છો, તું પૂજા છો, તું નારી છો, નારી તું નારાયણી છો. તારામાં હિંમત છે, તમારામાં જોર છે, તમારામાં શક્તિ છે. તો તમે આગળ જાઓ, કોઈની પરવા નહીં કરવાની. અને અત્યારે લિવિંગ રિલેશનશીપમાં છોકરાઓ પણ જોડાયેલા. જ્યારે તમે છોકરાઓને કહો કે હું તમારા માટે રિશ્તા ગોતવા આવી છું, ત્યારે છોકરીઓને એમ કે અમે અમારી મેતે ગોતી લેશું. પણ માનો જીવ શું હોય છે? માં એમ કહે છે કે ના, હું જ ગોતીશ મારા છોકરાઓના લગ્ન કોની સાથે કરવા. પાર્કમાં જાય છે, બુઢા બુઢી મળે છે. એ બુઢા બુઢી તો કોફી પીવા રોજ જતા હોય છે, પણ છોકરાઓને એમ થાય છે કે આ બુઢા બુઢી સાથે છે તો હાલો એ લોકોને મળાવી દઈએ. અને લિવિંગ રિલેશનશીપમાં એવું નથી લગ્ન કરવાના, કમ્પેનિયન ગોતવાનું, સાથી ગોતવાનો, સુખ દુઃખના વાતો કરવાનો, દિલ ખોલી શકો. છોકરા સાથે ના ખોલી શકો પણ એની સાથે ખોલી શકો. માટે મળવાનું રાખો ને યાર, મળવાનું રાખો ને યાર. શ્વાસ પાછો નહીં આવે. મળવાનું રાખો ને યાર, શ્વાસ પાછો નહીં આવે, જિંદગી પાછી નહીં આવે. તો પછી મળવાનું રાખો ને, મળવાનું રાખો યાર, મળવાનું રાખો. અંદરથી અવાજ આવે છે કે યાર મળવાનું રાખો ને. આ એક નાની સખી કવિતા. આમ સોરી કોઈનું દિલ દુભાયું હોય, કોઈને રડાવી દીધા હોય, પણ મને આજે એમ થયું કે મેં થોડીક આહુતિ આપી અને તમારી સાથે ભળી લીધું. થેન્ક યુ.
That was so beautiful, Cllr. I always listen to you on New Sound Radio when you come on radio. તમારું સાંભળું ને, મારું બધું કામ મૂકી દઉં, તમારું સાંભળું. I enjoy listening to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
હું few years પહેલા આફ્રિકા ગઈ હતી ને, આફ્રિકા, I took my laptop with me. ખબર છે કેના માટે? ખાલી New Sound Radio માટે. ત્યારે મારો ઓલો updated phone નતો. I took my laptop. And I said, you know what, just for New Sound Radio, I'm going to take my laptop.
કોક દિવસ ડિનર પણ રાખવાનું, કોક સાથે રાખો ને, એવી રીતે મળતા રહીએ.
We definitely arrange something. Definitely, we'll organize something. So
thank you. આશા છે બધાને ગમ્યું હશે, આશા છે ગમ્યું હશે. થોડુંક એન્ટરટેનમેન્ટ લાગે, કારણ કે તમારા બધાનું થોડુંક દુઃખમાંથી થોડુંક આપણે નીકળી અને થોડુંક રિયાલિટીમાં પણ જાય કે યા અત્યારે નવા વિચારો છે, છોકરાઓના છે, આપણા એ છે. તો બારે જાઓ, આનંદ કરો. You don't have to worry about anything. Just yourself. That's
exactly.
Thank
you were wonderful, Cllr. You were wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our thoughts match. આપણા વિચારો મળે છે, પુષ્પાબેન ના, મારા અને તમારા.
બધાયના મળે છે. હિંમત તો હારવાની જ નથી. આપણે કીધું ને કે હિંમત એટલી હોવી જોઈએ કે આપણે બધું કરી શકીએ, કારણ કે આપણે બધું છીએ. આપણી છોકરાની માં છે, છોકરા સામું જોઈને આપણે જિંદગી કાઢવાની છે. સાસુ અને સસરા બેઠા છે તો એની સામે પણ આપણે એવું ના લાગવું જોઈએ કે એનો સન નથી, પણ આપણે તો છીએ ને. બધું આપણે છીએ. એટલું જ
આપણે આટલી બધી ટોપી પહેરીએ છીએ, આટલી બધી ટોપી પહેરીએ છીએ. તારાબેન,
I want to highlight somebody here. There she is. She's made a scarf, crochet scarf. And she's been knitting in all the sessions. Whenever I've seen her, she has been such an encouraging person and motivational spirit there. Thank you so much, Damayanti Ben. Thank you so much.
Right.
And I think you give this scarf for donation, right?
This is for charity. I give it to the hospice and they sell it. So yeah,
make money.
This exercise to my fingers as well.
Fantastic.
Can I just, sorry, Rashmi, I wanted to bring another lady in.
Yes.
I have heard her singing. I think we'll turn into singing for a bit now. I think we have lots of good messages and ideas and suggestions and all that. So we'll put that on the part. Let's do singing now and enjoy our evening for a while. What we have. I would like to bring Lakshmi Ben to sing a song of her choice. Lakshmi Ben?
મને સિંગ સોંગ ની મને નથી ખબર. Okay,
Well,
I thought
I
I'm
put a
waiting
spot.
for.
I thought I put a spotlight on
I
you.
was
Pushpa
waiting
Ben
for
did say it's a surprise.
I did say surprise I'll say.
Oh,
I can
thought,
physically give you chocolate or sweets, but this is a surprise.
I was waiting for my question actually. Never mind. But anyway. So anyway, I'm just singing because you all are speaking Gujarati as well. So I speak both together, okay? Actually, you know, I'm singing a song, my husband's favorite, when we met very first time. And he sang it for me and he meant it. And that was his favorite and first. Well, yeah, he loves music, he loves songs, everything, but this was his first when we met. So let me sing now. कहना है कहना है आज तुमसे ये पहली बार हो तुम ही तो लाई हो जीवन में मेरे प्यार 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 तुम ही तो लाई हो जीवन में मेरे प्यार 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 तुमसे कहने वाली और भी है प्यारी बातें तुमसे कहने वाली और भी है प्यारी बातें सामने सबके कैसे कह दूं वो मैं प्यारी बातें आज मुझे बस इतना ही अब करना है इकरार आज मुझे बस करना है बस इतना ही इकरार तुम ही तो लाई हो जीवन में मेरे प्यार 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 कहना है कब से दिल ने मेरे मान लिया है तुझको अपना कब से दिल ने मेरे मान लिया है तुझको अपना आंखें मेरी देख रही है जागते सोते ये सपना मेरे गले में डाल रही हो तुम बाहों का हार तुम ही तो लाई हो जीवन में मेरे प्यार 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 कहना है कहना है आज तुमसे पहली बार हो तुम ही तो लाई हो जीवन में मेरे प्यार 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 I love you, Sapit. Lots and love you, darling. Love you, miss you.
Thank you, Lakshmi Ben. Beautiful song, beautiful song. And it's raining. Bare vasat pade છે. લીલા લેર થઈ ગયા. Does Saroj Ben want to sing, or Damayanti Ben would like to sing, or Jayanti Ben, or Abhinash Ben? Who would like to go next? Anyone?
No, thank you, not me.
Damayanti Ben, I heard you're a very good singer. When you sing,
I will. One of my favorite. Let me just get the lyrics, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a medley. So 2 lines of few songs, and I'm sure you all heard these songs before. So I'll have a go at it. Yeah. Okay, one moment. Dance with it. बेकरार करके हमें यूं न जाइए, आपको हमारी कसम लौट आइए। बेकरार करके हमें यूं न जाइए, आपको हमारी कसम लौट आइए। एक लड़की भीगी भागी सी, सोती रातों में जागी सी। एक लड़की भीगी भागी सी, सोती रातों में जागी सी। मिली एक अजनबी से, कोई आगे न पीछे, तुम ही कहो क्या बात है। प्यार हुआ इकरार हुआ है, प्यार से दिल क्यों डरता है दिल। प्यार हुआ इकरार हुआ है, प्यार से दिल क्यों डरता है दिल। सुहाना सफर ओ मौसम हसी, सुहाना सफर ओ ये मौसम हसी। हमें डर है हम खो न जाए कहीं, सुहाना सफर ओ ये मौसम हसी। जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ। जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ। मन जनाब ने पुकारा नहीं, क्या मेरा साथ भी गवारा नहीं। मुफ्त में बन के चल रहे ये तन के, वाला जवाब तुम्हारा नहीं, वाला जवाब तुम्हारा नहीं है। इंतहा हो गई इंतजार की, आई ना कुछ खबर मेरे यार की। ये जो मोहब्बत है ये उनका है काम, महबूब का जो बस लेते हुए नाम। दिलबर मेरे कब तक मुझे ऐसे ही तड़पाओगे, मैं आग दिल में लगा दूंगा जो पल में पिघल जाएंगे। मैं शायर तो नहीं, मैं शायर तो नहीं, मगर ए हंसी, जब से देखा तुमको सबको मुझको शायरी आ गई। One more.
You make the last one, please. Thank you.
दम मारो दम, मिट जाए गम, बोलो शुभ शाम, हरे कृष्णा हरे राम। दम मारो दम, मिट जाए गम, बोलो शुभ शाम, हरे कृष्णा हरे राम, हरे कृष्णा हरे राम, हरे कृष्णा हरे राम, हरे कृष्णा हरे राम। Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Lovely, lovely. Damayanti Ben, keep up with good singing. Perhaps we will join you as well next time. I think Lata Ben wants to come in and sing a song. If anybody else wants to follow after her, just put your name on the chat. We're happy to join after Lata Ben. So yeah, let's see if lovely songs from Lata Ben. I've never heard her, so Go on then, all yours, Latabet.
Okay. Just a second. I'll
Thank you very much, Latabet. That was beautiful. Who else wants to go next?
Pushpaji, you are muted.
Sorry?
I was telling you to unmute.
Oh.
Pushpa, our guest counselor, the mayor from Newham, has she left?
Yeah, she just messaged me.
Okay.
She had, I mean, I was going to call her next after. Oh, I'm hearing the echo. I was just going to call her after Lakshmi Ben's song, but she messaged me she had to leave because of her next meeting. And she said she will definitely be in touch with me in regards to set something up in Neom. And she said, thank you for inviting me. I think she has seen what we've done for our women. And I think we're going to probably have a legacy, probably do something in Neom to do with women who are in this situation.
Yeah, we need to actually end with something very happy. No word of gum there, no word of sorrow, no word of, we just want to be happy. Yeah, so let's just do it. Come on. Give us a suggestion. We all will just go Zoom on Zoom. Come on. Something nice and peppy. And then we end the show.
I think Rashmi, the first lady that sang, I mean, she had a wonderful voice as well. Not that everybody, I think all the singers had wonderful words and songs. But I think the first lady, because it was heart-wrenching, so maybe finish off with something from her. And because all the singers were wonderful, Damini, everybody. But
that was Tarlabin, right?
Yes, yeah. And because I have to leave to start another meeting as well. So I enjoyed meeting all of you.
That's
all of
fine.
you are wonderful. Thank you very much. And I think that, like Rashmi said, that all of you joining. Maybe she can start. Maybe all the singers that were singing before, because I don't have a singing voice, so that's why I'm gonna leave. All right. So
okay.
So well done.
You can unmute. Everybody can unmute themselves. Once Tarlabin starts singing, then we can participate with her. Is that okay, Rashmi?
Right. Yeah, it is, well, outside is not that good, but I'm going to sing a song for everyone. So,
who has to be muted?
Can somebody move?
Yeah.
एक रात में दो चांद खिले, एक घूंघट में एक बदली में, एक रात में दो चांद खिले, एक
Damayanti, you can unmute
घूंघट
yourself
में
and sing along.
एक बदली में, एक रात में दो चांद खिले, बदली का वो चांद है सबके लिए, घूंघट का ये चांद है मेरे लिए, घूंघट का ये चांद है मेरे लिए, अपने अपनी मंजिल के लिए, एक घूंघट में एक बदली में, एक रात में चांद खिले, मुझे चांद जो कहने वालों
Sorry, can somebody unmute themselves if they've got music in the background?
कोई सपना है, ये रात है या कोई सपना है, एक रात में दो चांद खिले, एक घूंघट में एक बदली में, एक रात में दो चांद खिले. Thank you.
That was lovely.
Very good.
Right. I think someone should sing one song that we can all join together. Is that okay, Rashmi? Finish at 8:30. We've got 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I wanted something very happy and fun. What else?
Then.
And we can end the show today. And thank you so much, Pushpa. You've been amazing. I want to tell everybody that it was Pushpa who took this initiative and said, we got to do this. And yes, she's the one who has brought in everyone and has been the pillar of this show. Thank you once again, Pushpa. And I know that we will keep on having this kind of sessions, many more to come. And thank you to Women organization, because they have been very strong support, and Geeta Ben and Panna Ben here, both of them have been very strong support, and we have been, most of the women here are very, very strong pillar of support to each other. And we are really indeed very privileged to have such strong women around us. You know, we are all blessed. So let's end up now with one big dhamaka song. Come on, something very nice. Or shall we put the music? Let's go to YouTube and get some song.
Go on then, Rashmi, you can do that.
O mere sona re, de dungi jaan juda mat hona re.
Wait, let me go to YouTube. One minute.
Or you can put ye dosti hum nahi chodenge, or also you can Sayonara,
अच्छा
sayonara.
ओ अच्छा तो हम चलते हैं कभी फिर मिलेंगे or something like that.
Okay, I'm just putting the song which was suggested before. I'm just sharing the screen.
Prasad
And
Patel. Oh, sorry.
let's see. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which song is this?
ओ मेरे सोना ओ मेरे सोना तुम मेरे होना.
Not this one. You know
Not
that
this one.
The
This is a
song
new
is
one.
muted.
Asha Parekh. Oh, mere sona re sona re sona.
No, not Asa Parekh. This is
I think we'll be
Govind and
dancing like this next time, right?
Anatola Bija Bhabi છે.
Okay, let me get that another one. Let me stop it. I just
Chocolate song.
We are all sonas of each other.
Sona
Rasmiji,
Hire Moti.
thank you very much for having me. Pushpa
Yeah.
Ben, thank you so
That's all
much.
right. You're welcome. No need to say thank you. This is our your group as well.
Thank you so much.
Pushpa, you done well.
Thank you.
And thank you, Rashmi Ben. As always,
Yes.
without you, it wouldn't be done.
I think without Rashmi, I would have done this.
Okay, I think I
Rashmi
got
is
the
my
song
pillar.
there. So we will wind up with this song, which I got now. 1
Okay.
minute. There you go. Yes. So we all can say bye while the song is going on.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Okay,
Thank
take
you
care,
very much.
everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you for joining
everybody.
us.
Bye-bye.
Have a great time.
Thank you very much
and
again.
Thank you very
keep
much,
laughing,
everybody.
keep smiling. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Help
Keep
each other.
spreading
Keep
joy.
smiling. Have some chocolate.
Love you all.
Goodbye, everyone.
Have a
Bye-bye.
nice
everyone.
have a masala
Bye,
chai.
everyone.
Okay, goodbye. I'm just going to end now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Pushpa.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Daddy.
Dee.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Damayanti.
Okay.
I don't want to end now. Mere
गुनगुनाते रहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना,
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Stay
Bye.
strong,
Good night,
stay
Rashmi.
together,
Good
stay
night.
strong, stay supportive.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank